Six Nations is well and truly underway, and we thought we'd do a little bit of a look if you could have a Six Nations player play in Super Rugby.
Yes.
Now,
Very interesting what if.
Yeah, it is a bit of a what if, a Marvel type moment. We are the Sports Booth. My name is Luke. That's Husey. Today, what we're going to be doing is looking at each team in the Six Nations and putting one player from that team into a Super Rugby team, my friend. Okay. So you pick a team, pick a player, then move that player into a Super Rugby franchise of your choice that you think will fit well.
Okay, well, I'm going to start with Ireland, right? Because I think there's a very natural fit from the Irish national team to an Australian Super Rugby team. And of course, it's Mac Hansen to the Brumbies, where he grew up, ACT. I think he fits in there very nicely, a very skillful winger for the Brumbies, who are already a very skillful team.
Could you imagine, take them back to last year, Tom Banks, Wright, and Hansen.
Yeah.
That's a formidable back three. Could be the Wallabies back three if you didn't let him go to Ireland. I love that. A bit of home moment, it feels right.
Yes.
I like that. I'm going to take second, as you went first. I'm going to choose Scotland.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to choose a player by the name of Finn Russell, who's playing some absolutely absurd football. And I'm going to actually put him in my team, the Hurricanes, because we've lacked the first five for a while since Bowden left us. And I could just imagine what Finn Russell could do as the number 10 in the Hurricanes setup. So I can only imagine it. Dreams.
Very nice. This is tough for me. I've got two players in mind, right? I don't know which one I want to pick, right? Because they're both fullbacks.
Yep.
But they're both opposite sort of ends of the spectrum of a fullback, right? One's quite diminutive, one's quite large.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, so I'm talking, of course, about Ange Capuozzo and Freddie Stewart, right? Italy and England, right? And one of them to join my Waratahs.
Ooh.
We've got two great wingers there. Kirtley's gone. Maybe Max Jorgensen might step in. He might be like that. I think I'm going to take Freddie Stewart.
Yeah, I think that's the right choice.
Yeah,
for the team you've built at the Waratahs.
And because you just think the last time the Waratahs had a tall, imposing fullback back there was Israel Folau. And what did we go and do? We only went and won Super Rugby.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm up next, and it's tough, obviously. The French is probably the team I'd look at, and I think there's only one player you can take from the French, and it's Antoine Dupont.
Yeah.
Now, what team he actually suits best, I am just going to put this out there. Mm-hmm. I'm putting him in this team because the last one was a dream for me with Finn Russell and the Hurricanes. Mm-hmm. This one's a nightmare. The Crusaders.
Oh,
now, they haven't had I wouldn't say a recognisable halfback for a while. Like, they've had good halfbacks, and don't get me wrong, they've always been serviceable. But to have a halfback to take that team to another level, imagine him passing to Richie and just behind a fullback. Like, the Crusaders is always a dominant fullback. You've got the Whitelock, Barrett, always got a solid front row, always. They've always behind a back row with the likes of McCaw who have come before them. Nightmare for every other team in Super Rugby.
All right, so I'm going to go for the Welsh, and I'm going to go for a really strange combination here. I'm going to take the experienced fly half, Dan Biggar.
Yep.
Yeah. And I'm going to put him on a team that's young, full of talent, and could really use an experienced rugby mind at the helm to guide this young team around. I'm going to put him with Fijian Dura.
Ooh, yeah, I don't mind that.
Imagine, I see him having sort of like a Quay, the Quay 2.0 that's come back to the Wallabies. I see him having a similar effect where he brings that veteran leadership, the knowledge of the game, and he's filled with the talent around him that he can put the ball where it needs to be. They can make the plays.
I do not mind that one, but I like that. That's a nice addition.
Yeah.
Obviously, you mentioned this player earlier from Italy because I've got Italy, the last team, but it's and our man Capuzzo. Now, what team? As you were saying that, I was thinking, what team would he best suit? And you look around, you go Reds, but I think they've got some up-and-comers that could probably jump in there. I'm not too worried. Obviously, we've already done the Brumbies. We've done the Tars. We've now done the Dura. So I look at the Rebels, and I'm like, Reece Hodges there. I think he's fine. Force is a team you could be interested.
Yeah.
The team I'm actually going to put him into is the Highlanders.
Yeah.
Now, the reason I've done this is I think that's a team that loves a counter-attack.
Yes.
Loves a spark, loves that type of footy. I think he would slot in well there. I think he would do some real damage. Our man Capuzzo into Highlanders.
Very nice.
Excellent.
It's an offer the Highlanders can't refuse.
We love that.
Should we recap our players?
Yeah, let's do
Yeah. So, God, I got to remember who I picked. No. First, I picked Mac Hansen for the ACT Brumbies heading back home. Then I went Freddie Stewart to the Waratahs, adding a very, very dangerous element to their already very dangerous backline. And then I went Dan Biggar to the Fijian Dura.
Yeah, mine were Scotland, Finn Russell to the Hurricanes.
Yeah.
Actually would have suited the Highlanders quite well.
I know, because Scottish. Yeah. I was just thinking as you said
as
it.
I said,
as you tried to do the Scottish accent.
Yeah. I then went with DuPont
Yeah.
to the Crusaders just to make it nightmares.
And as if you couldn't hate the Crusaders anymore, you add a Frenchman to their ranks.
Had a really good Frenchman, yes. And then I finished off with Ange Capuzzo to the Highlanders.
Yeah.
Excellent. If you enjoyed that of us selecting a Six Nations player into Super Rugby teams, make sure you like, subscribe, do all that good stuff for us. Let us know what Six Nations player you would like to be selected into a team. For now, thank you for joining the Sports Booth. I've been Luke. He's been Yuzi. Goodbye.
Peace.